There you go. Cool. Uh, then we're going to down here. Chat away for a bit, so I'll put in the chat on stream. That sounds about right. Test it. All right, and of course we're gonna do a sound check. 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 I just realized this is episode 10. I did not download. Did I download it? This is not the right thumbnail. No. It's okay. I thought I did. I didn't. Cool, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. That's awesome sauce. Share, download. Going to download this. There we go. And then we're going to click on this again. And then we're going to edit video. We can edit the thumbnail to say this. All right. I think we should be good now. Okay. Yeah. So, where to go for this case? Wowzers. So, yeah, our lawyer and our surgeon clapped. They're gone. They're in the afterlife. I remember, Katana was electrocuted to death, and Kakaru was stabbed so severely that his neck was barely attached to his body. There was also Rei and Tsurugi who got kind of fucked up. Tsurugi more than Rei. He was in a coma for a little bit. Let's check the truth bullets though. 31. The victim is Kakaru Yamaguchi. The time of death was about 8:40. Found in the library. Sharply cut from the back to the uvula. Yeah. The weapon is presumed to be something sharp, and there is no other visible trauma. The victim is Katana Inori. Estimated time of death is approximately 8:35 a.m. Body was found. Wait, hold on. Alright, cool. The body was found in the science lab. Death was electrocution. The internal organs of the body, as well as skin, has been burned through the wet body for a long time. Also, her lab coat was found in the art room. I remember this. Yamaguchi's body. We looked in Yamaguchi's body as written in Monokuma file. His neck was cut deep enough to almost be amputated. However, no more blood came out of the wound. It was not long after his death. Even so, why did he have so much bleeding? And that was because it was the blood packs that the killer used to lure in Tsurugi. Bloodbath. A large amount of blood was poured from the body of Yamaguchi in the library to the corner in the front door. Kakaru appears to have shed, but how can he shed so much blood in that short amount of time from his death to discovery? In addition to that, there was a pit of blood under the body. This means that the blood didn't flow after Yamaguchi fell in the library, rather was bleeding started and then he fell down. What happened here? This makes it look like he died. Tsurugi attacked. There was a blood stain from Tsurugi in the library. He was said to have fallen unconscious a little further away from the blood, meaning from the body, meaning Yamaguchi's corpse. There seems to be no struggle signs from Yamaguchi's body, so it seems that Tsurugi was attacked after entering the library and fell down, but I can't imagine Kakaru attacking Tsurugi getting knocked out. Akane's testimony. According to Akane, she stopped by the science room just before nighttime last night. However, the door to the science room was not open. Surely the door didn't even have. Surely the door didn't open even when I found Katana's body in the morning. What's the reason for that? Bloody locker. This is the locker where Rei was tied up. There's a lot of blood inside, even if Rei is unharmed. Who's the owner of the blood? The blood wasn't sticky, it was almost dry and hardened. In other words, it was blood that has been spilled for quite some time. There were a few conditions that match. How did this happen? So this is Katana's body, right? That is Katana's blood, because she was her jacket was found in here. It's a plastic weapon created in the art room. Besides its looks, it's quite sharp and you can be cut if used wrongly. However, the location of the plastic weapon was a little strange, so while looking at it, I noticed the blood spattered in a small dot circle on the blade. I don't know why the blood spattered in there, but the presence of blood may indicate that the tool was used as a murder weapon. Bloody white coat. This is a white coat Katana was wearing. Inari's body in the science room was not wearing a white coat, but only a white coat was in the art room. It's soaked in blood, but what did the killer use the white coat for, and who's... Okay. Come on now. If 1 + 1 = 2... Bloody tar. It became out of a bag in a trash bin from the art room. There was a lot of blood in it, and there was a small back hole in the middle. If you look at the blood on it, it was very like this object was connected to the case, but it was just... Okay, so this is what was placed on top of the spear, right? And some blood on it because the hole was a little bit too big. Katana's body. This is the state of Katana's body, who died in the science lab. The whole body was tied with 4 folds and 5 layers of public box tape. Both hands were tied with ropes and fixed to the table. If I was tied up this much, I wouldn't have been able to bear it. However, what was the reason to tie Inori's body so thoroughly? Induction. There is a sink in the science lab where you can throw away medicines or wash your hands. The faucet there keeps overflowing with water. I think I've been listening for a long time because it overflows with... What? What was the reason to make the room overflow? Electrocution. Is a cell phone in a broken state after falling into water lump in the science lab? It seems someone set the alarm to 8:30. But other than that, the screen is also weird, and most of it seems malfunctioned. Separately, it was tied with a stun gun and a strap. Is it a tool related to the crime? Stun gun. It is a stun gun that fell into water in the science lab with a cell phone. As written in the Monokuma file, this would be the murder weapon that killed Katana. One thing that is curious is that it was connected to the phone strap. Anyways, if this is the murder weapon, it means that the killer took this and killed Katana. How is this possible? How do they have it? They probably took it from Tsurugi's body. It's a wooden board that was blocking the door from the science lab at the time of the incident. I was unable to enter the science room because of this. Rei had used an object to break the window of the door and remove the board. If you look close while standing on the back of the underpass door, it becomes an excellent clasp. Rei's testimony. When I pulled Rei out of the locker room, she asked me to show me my hand, and Rei called this action minimal precaution for life-saving, which is her last trump card. If the trial gets blocked at some point and everyone's in danger of dying, she'll let me know. Rei seems to know something. I don't know what that's about. It's curious. Missing blood packs. The refrigerator for the infirmary transfusion pack was empty. All of it. Someone took all the blood transfusion packs away. Was it the culprit? Why didn't they have something like a blood transfusion pack? Did they even need fresh blood? Yes. Trick you. Tsurugi's testimony. Just before the trial announcement was made, Tsurugi woke up. He quickly disappeared, saying that he had to do a little investigation before the trial began. Yesterday, he mentioned that he found the pit and Yamaguchi lying down in the library. He was attacked behind at night. But according to the statement, it would mean that Yamaguchi was already attacked yesterday at dawn? Until dawn, some would say. Alright, let's start. Oh, alright, let's start. Now then, let's begin with a brief explanation of the last trial. Yeah. Also, this translation was brought to you by Zephy. Please give a heartfelt like to the channel on YouTube and have fun. But Right. Well, I tried to subscribe to it, but I don't, can't, I can't find the, channel. Mission failed. We'll get them next time. Alright. Anyways. We have to find the culprit who killed Katana-chan and Yamaguchi, right? That's right! Now then, you may start your discussion. You know, this is a little bit awkward, but can Tsurugi lead again? And the guy who's been in a coma for the whole investigation lead the trial? Surely nothing could possibly go wrong from this action. I could keep you on top of my reasoning, but unfortunately it won't be very helpful this time either. I investigated in a hurry, but I don't know the details of the case, and there are several parts that I could not investigate. Because he got beaten and knocked out by the killer, right? And we have no choice but to do it ourselves as much as possible. It's gonna be a miracle if Ray helps us. Now, it'll be fine. If you keep talking, we'll reach an answer, right? When you start discussing, Tsurugi might find out something too. Hope so. The way that none of them have faith in themselves in actually solving this case. Then let's do it as far as we can. This case has been more different than that. This case has been far more different than the others. Unlike Hyoka Okazuna, who died suddenly while we couldn't see them, the murder took place right in front of us. What? Yeah, that too. We know that because two people were killed on different floors. I think the people on each other's floors will have different information. That's when Tsurugi fainted at that time. And it's best to listen to everyone as much as possible. We come to the summary of the case. Satsuki will help too. People who surveyed the second floor and the people who checked the third floor saw and heard differently, so we have to gather information. As Haru said, Tsurugi doesn't know anything, so let's explain the incident in order. Fuck. First, before the BDA rang this morning, Maeda, Akane, Satsuki, Haruya, and I were waiting for everyone to gather at the restaurant. After 1 hour, Mikako arrived, but the rest were not coming at all, so we felt something was wrong and decided to check to find Katana-chan and Yamaguchi. Then, on the second floor, we found Uehara fainted, and unfortunately, he was able to come to his senses. Right after that, on the third floor, there was a strange sound that went wild, which was Ray. So we decided to act in two groups, the second floor investigation group and the third one. Mikako, Kinji, and me on the third floor, and as for the second one, it was Akane, Haru, Teruya, and Satsuka who took over it. Satsuki. Alright, so you're saying the viewpoint diverges from there, is that right? In my case, I heard a rough story from the others in charge of the second floor investigation, but there are probably many others who don't know about it yet. Shall Maeda, Mikako, and me talk about the third floor first? We went up to the third floor, and then each of us decided to check a room. Maeda went straight to the art room, the epicenter of the strange sounds. I checked the science lab, and Mikako decided to check the rest of the rooms. The empty classrooms and casinos. There was nothing wrong. Like Kinji said, I headed to the art room where I was able to confirm the identity of the strange noise. Sound coming from the locker. What I found was... Right. So the actual game, the non-translated version also has no voice acting in it. So am I supposed to assume that this is just the creator, the person who made the game, who just did little snippets of, this is the answer. Inside the art room was Ray, with her mouth taped and her limbs were bloody, and she was kicking the door to try to open it. That was what the roaring sound was. Ray was trapped? And bloody too? Wait, she wasn't in a position to talk to the others either. This incompetent child, I won't let this go so easily. Why me? I was just trying to organize the case.
Maeda went to the art room and came out along with Rei, and I wondered how he found her. She must have been trapped.
Well, at the time, the situation was urgent that there was some things that could not be explained properly. But why was Rei found like that? Why do you ask? Oh, sorry, why you ask? I was taken off guard by the killer. Boom, boom, boom. You also say that you were off guard. Don't worry, unlike the cop over there, I didn't give a damn. Yeah. Oh, what do you mean? I don't mind and continue the discussion. I'll tell you after I watch you guys shovel some more. You really are a piece of... Isn't there even cooperativeness in here anymore? Ignore Rei and keep talking. Even if you don't know, I have reason based on what I just heard now. Yeah, then I'll continue. After taking Rei out, we came out through the corridor, but then Mikako and Kinji called out, mentioning that the science lab door was not opening.
As I said earlier, I went to investigate the science lab, but the door was tightly closed and could not be opened. In my attempt, I tried to force it open, but it was still no use. The effort did not seem good at all. So Mikako joined, who came from investigating the other places.
Yes, there was even a scream coming out of the science lab. The four of us who were on the third floor all focused on opening the door, and finally we succeeded in doing it. Was Katana-chan dead? Shortly after, the body discovery announcement came out. Everyone knows by now from seeing Inori's body, but it was so horrible that she was shocked to death and she couldn't even move from there. The crime didn't end there.
Yeah, it came out again. Another body discovery announcement.
I don't believe you would use the abbreviation. That's Yamaguchi's BDA that we found in the library, right? In order to see what has transpired, we went down to the second floor and joined you guys, and we also checked Yamaguchi's body. That's all from our report on the third floor investigation team. As for us, who checked the second floor, are no different. Each of the four were put to investigate a classroom, and I went to the library, found Yamaguchi and Tsurugi, and then the rest of the guys discovered the corpse one after another, and then the BDA rang. So roughly that's how the case played out. Yeah. At first glance, it's like a murder case, just like two people died overnight and we found them one after another, but the biggest problem with this case is that the killing was this morning and the same day. They went out to the same areas as us, and even the same hour, and committed a murder. Is that... You mean the estimated time of death in the Monokuma file? They died 5 minutes apart, so yes. That's right, according to the Monokuma file, Yamaguchi and Katana died at the time we were investigating the second and third floors. I realize this, but as much as we've been acting in pairs and working with each other, we can prove everyone's alibis.
That's not the only thing weird, right? When the science lab was close, we heard Katana scream clearly with the door in between, but when we opened the door, there was no one inside.
Now wait a minute, that's the same for us. The place where Kinji was found, it was near the stairs of the second floor. To get out of the library after killing Yamaguchi, you must pass through there, so you couldn't have missed them. When you went to search the library, did you go right away after breaking with the others who went to third floor? Yes, when I went to the library, Yamaguchi was already dead. If the culprit killed him in the library, I couldn't have missed that. And even if we say that they secretly came out, Katana-chan was killed too. To go up to the third floor, they would have to pass Maeda, right? It's cooked. Reading. All these things don't make any sense. Because the killer is Mikan. She came back to pull off an impossible feat. I will never not slander Mikan. I didn't ask that far ahead. Don't jump ahead. Huh? Oh, yeah, sorry. What are you sorry for? You don't have to apologize to that guy. That's how Tsurugi is. He doesn't like Akane. He doesn't like you anyway, so don't worry. Everyone else is nothing badly of you, okay? No, it's alright, Haru. No matter what the others say, it is true that I stabbed Kazuna-chan, and it's true that Ayami-chan died because of me. I don't deserve to say anything else. If you know that, then let's continue. Go. Tsurugi is so unintentionally hilarious. Oh my god. Dog. I also don't want to waste my time talking about bitter stuff even in class trials. So then, the biggest issue right now is how did they go back and forth without any of us noticing in that short time? Yeah, Katana and Yamaguchi's time interval was only 5 minutes. It's definitely impossible to kill in two places that separated by different floors. It looks like that, but is that really how it happened? Katana died first, then Yamaguchi, so Kakaru. So am I supposed to believe that the trap was that Katana died first, which led to a trap in the library to go off for somehow, some way, and then Kakaru died as a result of her dying. Alright. That one, not something debatable game. Would you like to hear an explanation? Oh, we're good. In that short time, warning all of us, it's possible to kill two people. Not necessarily. Yamaguchi was killed after. Do you know what was it that killed Inori? Okay, it was a stun gun. That's usually by a stun gun, right? Yeah. Maybe it was a stun gun. Doesn't make an electric shock against the body. That does make an electric shock against the body. But also, yeah. No, the weapon that killed Katana was definitely a stun gun. It might not have been a direct hit with the stun gun. It wasn't a direct hit, but the weapon was the stun gun. Are you saying some kind of ghost hit it then? Ghost of Mikan. Have you all been to the science lab at least once? Wasn't there a seawater enough to overflow the corridor? At first I was wondering why they needed to do this. The fact that the science lab was turned into seawater and Inori was electrocuted. What was the cause to make this happen? Ah, if you let Katana-chan submerge in water and drop the stun gun, you can cause an electric shock without touching the stun gun directly. But wait a moment. If the stun gun itself is just a suppression tool, it doesn't come with enough voltage to kill people in no time. Of course, that also depends on the device. However, if you allow water to pass electricity, it would be left enough for a person to pass through their body. Yeah, if that were the case, wouldn't the killer be able to electrocute indirectly with water, even if they didn't use a stun gun with their hands? Oh! Hey! What's up, man? What'd you got for me? What? No! No way! Miyata. Your reasoning has a bunch of flaws. What's wrong all of a sudden, Haru? Listen, I try to reason my head around this crime for a while, but this logic is so wrong it doesn't even fit. I was always beaten by you, but today I won't lose to you. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? You're arguing for such a useless reason. Useless? You said I was useless. Fine, then, Maeda, unfortunately for you, Maeda, unfortunately for you, I found out what's wrong with your reasoning. Now then, this is my chance to point out your mistake. No, I got it. Start slashing words. I don't know what I'm supposed to slash though. Oh, phone. Is there anything you actually? How do you get to be inside? Actually, does someone have to get? No, not necessarily. If you only drown the stun gun, You can operate it remotely. How? Because of the phone. Possible, only with superpowers. The stun gun moved on its own and fell into it. Yeah. Got you. Unless there's a tool that makes it move on its own. Yeah, it was the phone. The phone is ringing. Look at that, 100%. Haru, maybe there may be one. A tool that moves by itself. What? In fact, the Science Lab stun gun wasn't just dropped there. Next to it, a mobile phone was connected with a strap. A cell phone? You mean the one that Kinji discovered? Yeah, that's right. Kyoka's mobile phone.
It was the one that disappeared, and you said it was there.
Also, you said it was a self-moving tool. Why does that cell phone matter? Other than the timer. Actually, it matters because it has a vibration function that was used. Or that, sure. Tsurugi's right. The phone had... Oh, there you go. The phone had alarm settings just before we heard Katana scream. Ah, that's right. I understood this now. So you connected the strap to the phone.
What? Why is the alarm function related to the moving? Am I the only one who doesn't understand?
Huh? Oh, Kinji, a vibration alarm function. You don't know what that is? Yeah, Kana was going through it, but Kinji does not know how to use a phone, apparently. 5-hour trial, let's go. It's actually a 4-hour trial. I checked the runtime before I started stream today. We'll only be doing half of the trial today. But at least I know going into this, so that I can stop when the trial is suspended. Hello, Ravenpaw. Welcome to the stream. Recap. Recap of the investigation. Tsurugi was in a coma throughout the entire investigation. He woke up, pulled a Kyoko, investigated for 5 minutes, and then went to the trial. So Tsurugi, he has like a minimal idea what's going on. Katana, she was electrocuted to death. Yes. That's why her body was all tied up. They got her. Kakaru, he was his neck was stabbed so far that like his neck was barely attached to his body. The real tea though is that both of them died 5 minutes apart. Kakaru died at 8:40 a.m. and Katana died at 8:35 a.m. And we're talking about how that's possible right now. Alright, Kinji lives in the mountains, so you don't know the achievements of society, right? Let the civilized people tell you that 2 murderers, yeah, they're all synced up. Murderer A just hears the announcement, but they haven't discovered Kakaru's body, and they're like, what the fuck is, huh? And then Murderer B just finds Katana's body, and then they hear the second announcement, and they're just like, I heard that this shit is crazy. They... To go over their achievements, they electrocuted Katana, they damn near beheaded Kakaru, they attacked Tsurugi to the point of putting him into a coma, they attacked and shoved Rei into a locker, and then they also attacked Kinji. They attacked 5 different people, killed 2 of them. Rei, mother.
I did not live in the mountains.
Kinji, what I wanted to explain was that they drowned the stun gun using the phone's alarm function. The phone and the stun gun were connected by a strap. Probably the killer set the alarm at the time when the stun gun was going to be... Need this dude gone, I'm scared. At the time it was going to be drowned, and placed the phone in the corner as if it were about to fall on the edge of the desk. When this happens, the alarm goes off, and at the present time, the vibration function occurs. The cell phone moves little by little due to the vibration and eventually falls from the desk to the floor.
I see. I understand now. So the stun gun that was connected to the cell phone fell along with it.
What do you think, Haru? With this, it is possible to electrocute Katana remotely without anyone in the science lab, right? Yes, fine! I lost. Ugh. I didn't want to lose this time, but I lost again to you. People like Tsurugi don't know. Maeda will be able to win. Is it a problem to win and lose now? Take it seriously. This is a class trial. I know that, but who would know about this? I only argued once because I thought my reasoning was better than Maeda's. It's fine, don't fight. Now we have to focus on revealing the culprit's crimes first. Which one? I just went over them. There's 5 different crimes. 3 assaults and 2 murders. So Katana-chan was electrocuted remotely using a cell phone on the flood, right? Say, you found out that the phone has an alarm function. Even if it was a type of phone these days, it looks like an old 2G phone. My question would be, is it waterproof? No. No. Waterproof? The fact that the stun gun fell into the water means that the cell phone that was connected to it also dropped. All phones would probably break because of the water. No, rather the cell phone was floating on the floor of the science lab and it was broken. It was in a broken state. The time it was displayed was strange and the colors on the screen had strange marks on the lines. Right. I just found out that an alarm was set among other features that were still functional. You can't use any functions again? That's a little disappointing. They missed their one chance to call 911. Terrible. Even if it's out of signal. Oh, right. I forgot. I forgot about that. It was still a mobile phone that could bear a clue in the future. Hey, aren't you guys leaning down the road too much? If the problem is sorted out, let's move on to the next step if Inora's problem is already cleared up. We've still yet to hear a lot more from this case, which is how the hell did Kakaru die? Alright, so as long as the killer can do remote killing using their cell phone on the water floor, they don't have to run directly on the 2nd and 3rd floors.
I see. If you set it up in advance, the rest just needs Inori tied up so that she cannot move from that spot.
May have used a lot of tape for that purpose. They did use a lot of tape. It seems so. But if that's true, then what happened to Yamaguchi? That's what I want to know! Huh? Is there anything I missed? The culprit did the kill themselves. Did they? Wait a second. Even if Katana-chan is clear, is it the same with Yamaguchi? When I discovered him in the library, there was only Tsurugi who fell down.
If Akane's words are...
It's Akane. Imagine. It was Akane who did. She's the only one who could have done it. Self-admission. She discovered Yamaguchi's body. She's like, you guys stopped me from killing myself last night. Well, that was a big mistake, because now I'm going to take it out on someone else. Hey, if she did do it, I can't be mad. She got rid of the fraud. Lawyer, alright?
If Akane's words are true, it would certainly be impossible to get out of the library without being noticed.
Don't put that into verse. The time of death was 8:40 in the first place, and it's impossible for any of us to kill at that time. Maeda, Kinji, and Mikako-chan went to the 3rd floor, so it's impossible. Satsuki-chan, Haru, Hiruya, and I confirmed each other on the 2nd floor, so it's all too far-fetched. And Tsurugi and Rei were in a state of being beaten by the killer, right? What a crazy way to put that. Then who is the killer? A ghost? I'm telling you, it's the ghost of Mikan. No, wait, wouldn't it be possible for him? You, Tsurugi. What? Tsurugi? Well, but Tsurugi was hit by the killer in the head, right? No, I feel bad for him, but think of it in terms of elimination. Tsurugi and Rei were the only ones who have no alibi at the time of the crime. Then Rei's a suspect too? Well, she was tied up, so... They were in the art room, though. Right. How do you fake a coma? Haru, I'm gonna need you to put on your thinking cap here and say, if Tsurugi is the killer, how did he get into a comatose state? And if he didn't get into a comatose state, how do you fake being in a coma? It's too far from there, but Tsurugi was found right in the library where Yamaguchi was dead.
So you were saying that him being knocked out was a self-made play.
Even I saw that the wound was quite severe to be a self-play, and I tried to heal it. Wasn't that prepared? If you're guilty in the first place, you'll get executed and die, but it's about hurting yourself. Isn't it possible for the criminal to get out simply by faking being a victim? That's what Ayama tried to do. Hey, so you all consider me the culprit. That's... Really think I did the murder? I mean... Someone here thinks that you did the murder. And they're probably not too smart, but I'm gonna let them have the time in the sun. If you say that, it sounds only like an excuse. If you're not the culprit, why don't you refute it logically? Isn't that your specialty? I don't know, maybe it has something to do with him being in a coma. About the investigation, but okay. Because I was really fainted, I was lacking information, and not able to refute something that you think it's reasonable. What? This is maybe... Tsurugi, are you declaring your defeat? Yo, if we vote Tsurugi right now, all of us are dying. What are we talking about? The trial started like 10 minutes ago. I'll ask this for confirmation. Yamaguchi's time of death is 8:40. These guys suck low-key. Look at my survivors, dog. I'm cooked. Except for you, Kenji.
It was written in the Monokuma file, so it's accurate.
And as soon as you went up to the second floor and scattered for the investigation, Yamaguchi was already dead in the library. Yes, I guarantee you this. Yeah, I've been watching other people play Trigger Happy Havoc, and the amount of times that Hifumi spams that voice line, Kodaka must have known that Hifumi was so dog water, because like half his voice lines are him just going, They're not actual words. It's just him spamming. You know that if you can't refute it, you'll confess you're the culprit, right? Well, that's not how that works. Tsurugi, is he really the culprit? All right, not you two. Person of justice or a character who doesn't forgive criminals. I have to leave this emotion and look at things objectively. Is it true that only Tsurugi and Rei are without alibis and could have committed the crime? But I should think about this more. It's possible that we concluded this way too early. That's what I said. Oh, okay. What? Yo, I don't know what the guys. Listen, I hate Tsurugi as much as a nice guy, but are y'all for real? Yo, whoever came up, like, he cooked. The creator cooked for this chapter. The only one that could have done this is Tsurugi. You're free to believe me, but I was knocked out by the killer. Kelvin McPhee defends Tsurugi. Upping your own trick. He killed Yamaguchi in the library on the spot. Blood. Are we saying blood? You have to pretend to be stunned by hitting your head. Actually, the only one in the library who can do that at the time is Tsurugi. Oh no, they got Kinji. Kinji, no! Oh, but the wound was real? Self-inflicted. It's problem solved. Oh, they got Akane too. What am I supposed to... We're talking about the wound. Oh, over. Yamaguchi was lying in the library. The person who can kill Yamaguchi in the library is the one who is in the same room. And it looks like that was only Tsurugi here. But it's certain that Yamaguchi was found in the library and died in the library. Let's recall what we investigated. Mystery can be solved too. I mean, there's only what Tsurugi said that can be refuted, right? And his thing was about the wound on this too. But this looks about right. I'm gonna guess it has to do with this. Oh no, he's also. Okay. I don't know. Fuck. What was it that Haru said? I was knocked out by the killer. That's what Tsurugi says. That's true. just have to be stunned by hitting your head. Damn, maybe Tsurugi really did do it. Wait, hold on. I was knocked out by the killer. He killed Yamaguchi in the library on the spot. I think it would be really funny if Danganronpa Fangame did a 5-minute trial, not gonna lie. Killer's so dog water that even Monokuma was like, yeah, you're on your own, buddy. Honestly, that should have been Sayaka's trial. We all like, if it weren't for the fact that Kyoko wanted, yes, if it wasn't for the fact that Kyoko wanted Makoto to find out that Sayaka would betrayed him, whatever. I mean, like, Kyoko found the dying message. Byakuya, if I remember correctly, wasn't officially shown to find it, but I would assume he knew of it. And then Makoto, they all should just focus on that. No, for serious. Oh, wait a minute, is that really true? You asked me if it's true, what do you mean? You just said it. He killed Yamaguchi, who was in the library on the spot. That conclusion may have been wrong. What do you mean? It was the same logic as in Kyoka's case. There's no guarantee that the murder took place where the body was found. Oh. So was Kakaru killed in the art room? That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. Huh? Then you mean he wasn't killed in the library? I think he was killed in the locker? How the hell, who the hell is strong enough to carry Kakaru's dead body down to the second floor? I mean, I guess going down isn't that hard. It's going up, so I think that's more likely because the blood and stains that were dragged from the outside. If Kakaru was really dead in the library, Tsurugi did it. Actually, that makes sense. Yeah, no, it had to have been Tsurugi because that's why he was in a coma. After dragging Kakaru's body, his body just gave out and said, "You need a rest," and just comatose himself. At the end of the day, it would be an impossible crime. Then where is it? Where did Yamaguchi die? I'm not sure. Maybe it was in the art room. The art room? That's so far away. The main stage of this case is likely to be the science lab and the library. In fact, it might not be an exaggeration to say that the art room is more important than those two. Proof? I saw that tool. It had very little. The tool had blood on it. Oh, it was this. My lord. Fuck. What was this?
Put it out.
There was some plaster weapons in the art room. It was made of stone. I thought plaster? I'm sorry, what is plaster? Okay. So I feel like plaster and stone here contradict themselves, but Cook, Yuki. If you cut its edge fairly sharp enough and swing it as a weapon, it becomes a spear that you can really cut easily on human flesh. No way. That spear made out of stone was the thing that killed Yamaguchi? Probably is, because of one of the plaster weapons that had a blood spot. It's even a little blood pattern. Wait a second. Yamaguchi died in the art room, but was he there? Isn't it a bit too hard to say that he died there? He could have been killed in the library and put back in place for a while, right? And put in that place for a while. It's not possible. It was a plastic wrap with blood in the trash can from the art room. Jesus Christ, you investigated the art room in those 5 minutes? Yo, if I woke up from a coma and I only had like limited time to investigate before the trial starts, I'm just investigating the crime scenes. Like, I'm just investigating the library, I'm just gonna investigate the science lab. Anything else is really a gamble. Because Monokuma says that if you don't show up, he's gonna execute you. So the fact that Tsurugi went to the library without even knowing, because he doesn't even know that Rei was like trapped in the library, in the art room. It was just like pure, I guess, hey, detective intuition, I guess.
A plastic wrap. What is that?
I don't know what a plastic wrap is. Tsurugi found it too. He didn't have much time to. That's what I said. That's right. So I couldn't realize that the plaster weapon had blood on it. I just listened to Maeda's theory and found its connection. Found out the connection. And how was the plaster? Are you serious right now? A spotless weapon that only has a speck of blood on it, and a bloody cloth. I wonder how these two correlate with each other. As Maeda said, if there's blood on the plaster weapon, there's a high chance that the murder weapon is this. The Monokuma file also said something sharp. If so, the killer would have killed Yamaguchi with a wrap around the blade of its shedding. Hey, you said the wrap was covered in blood, right? I mean, is that a tool to prevent blood from getting into the weapon? Well, that's why some of it actually got onto it.
I realize that, but isn't there something odd?
No wonder Rei never says shit. These people are hopeless.
I realize that, but isn't there something odd? They use a wrap to keep the blood from getting into it, but Maeda just said the plaster weapon had blood on it. Isn't that contradictory?
Well, it's not like airtight. Some of it just seeped through. Did I not mention this? It wasn't just spread, it was faintly spread. It was not an ordinary blood mark, it was an oval, a round blood mark the size of a nail. Oddly specific. Ooh, how can blood be like that? I see, I understand I have to listen to you. It was a simple accident to get blood on the plaster weapon. An accident? I don't know how many people have gone through the trash cans in the art room, but if you've seen the plastic wrap, you know. That should be everyone. I wonder how many people actually investigated in this trial. I feel like if you investigate it less thoroughly than Tsurugi, then I have every right to make fun of you. So how did the guy who only had like limited time to investigate did a better job than you did at the whole investigation period? In the wrap there was blood all over except in this one round hole. Oh, I see. If it were the original intention of the criminal, a spot of blood should not have been rubbed on the weapon, but somehow part of the wrap was torn. That's why the bloodstain remained. Well, yeah, it was torn by virtue of the weapon being stabbed through it. Aha! As Isu said, the culprit killed Yamaguchi in the art room with the weapon that was in the art room. And then the evidence was put in the trash bin. Okay, but this still doesn't explain how Yamaguchi got there. Right? Because again, Katana died at 8:40, at 8:35, and then Yamaguchi died 5 minutes afterwards. So are we supposed to say that he died in the art room, somehow mysteriously made his way into the library? Because when we found Kinji, it was around like what? What time was it when we found Kinji? Me going back in time. Let me pull up the other stream. Call me Angelica Schuyler the way that I'm rewinding. Rewind. Pretty sure someone mentioned time when we found him, right? No? Okay. Fuck. The timeline of this is confusing me. That's great. They're excellent detectives. Wait a minute. Wait. I know that the wrap prevents blood from splattering. I get it, but that could have been done in the art room by bringing the wrap to the library, then doing the killing, and then disposing of the evidence in the art room. Of course, you can see it that way. it. It wasn't just the wrap that was in the art room's trash. It was a bloody locker. Yep. Was a bloody locker. I mean, something that was thrown in trash with the plastic wrap. That must be. Oh, yeah, her coat. They killed each other. Right. The ghost Yamaguchi picked up Katana's body and tied her up in the science lab and then electrocuted. Tsurugi, you mean Katana's white coat? Indeed, Katana's white coat with a lot of blood.
As a result, Katana's body was not wearing a white coat. Why was the coat in such a place?
Wait a minute, Katana-chan she died in a terrible manner, but she didn't bleed at all. But there's blood on it? I don't know why Katana's white coat was in the art room. But one thing is certain, the killer would use the white coat to wipe the blood off. Wipe it off. Isn't it still there? You can tell just by looking at the shape of the blood. In all likelihood, it's a blood stain that seems to have been rubbed with blood. Ah, I see. Why? At some point, oh. You can see it was used to destroy the evidence. What evidence? Well, it was Yamaguchi who shed blood, right? Where do you guys say they rubbed the blood off of? The spear? The room had traces of blood on the floor. There are traces of blood left. As Mikako mentions, there are traces of blood wiped off the floor of the art room. I've even checked with the smells. Sorry? Run that by me one more time. You smelled the blood? I see, I didn't know about it, but there was blood on the floor. If that's the case, it proves that they wiped the blood with the coat. Let's spot it on the floor of the art room. As mentioned before, only Yamaguchi shed blood, then by process of elimination, that means the blood spattered in the art room is... Indeed, that would be good enough for the reason we didn't find them on these on the second floor. This is Tsurugi after all, even if we investigate for units to remain to be solved all these cases. I can only put my reasoning up to this point. Even if Kakaru died in the art room, the mystery still remains unsolved. What? Which mystery? You dead ass. What do you mean, which mystery? Who killed him? What the fuck? No matter where the body died, what you saw with your own eyes was Kakaru Yamaguchi's body, who died in the library. Then the corpse must have been moved by the killer, which in turn means they somehow moved from the art room to the library. Mother high. Oh, so they're adjusting the thing I was confused about. Oh, that's a surprise. Ray's helping us. You know we're fucked when Ray helps us, cause she don't be doing shit in trial unless we're fucked. How frustrating this is. Anyway, think carefully. The time of death of Kakaru Yamaguchi and the time until you found the body. Spell bullet scan. If this is this game's equivalent of the flashback bullets, I'm going to cry. Learn to scan for crewmates? Among Us. In the case of order and non-stop debate, multiple truth bullets are given, and it's common to fire truth bullets suitable for the opponent's statement. In this case, however, you can I knew it. I knew it. Oh my god, why did they bring this? You're telling me you had a chance to make a fan game, and in your fan game, you put in the worst feature of the actual game into it? Oh my god. Wrap it up. Pointing to the L text, there's no specific skill for this. Considerable delay given to the scan, and if a friend's word is missed during the scan will fail. Also, scanning truth bullet doesn't mean it's the end because you got a truth bullet that will be the correct answer, but you need to refute it by using the scan truth bullet as usual for the contradictory remark. You can't scan any statements either, you can only scan one true bullet. Hesitate to scan if you hear any suspicious yellow comments. Finally, scan bullets don't disappear unless you shoot them for the correct or incorrect answers. If you scan the wrong statement, the scan will disappear and go back to the beginning. Also, truth bullets other than those that have been scanned will disappear until they're shot. In other words, in some cases, after scanning, you may skip all the comments and go back to the beginning, but in the scanned state. Your speaking power will not be reduced unless it's a mistake, so you can refute correct answers with confidence. I didn't understand any of that. I'm gonna be so for real. I just know that I gotta scan with X and yeah. What's the mystery? Timeline? Place for Yamaguchi. Oh, well. This. Oh, fuck. How are we supposed to scan it? I thought it was with X. Bro. Shift? What? I thought it was with X. Oh, brother. Oh, wait. Aha! I can pause it. Alright, let me pull up let me pull up the stream. Bullet time scan. To scan, press X or escape. Oh. Escape. My fault. At the time we were investigating the second floor, I was always in the hallway. There was no sign of anyone on the third floor. But how did Yamaguchi teleport to the library? As the mystery, reasoning is possible, but the contradictions don't stop. Don't stop, can't stop. Wrong time of death? Because all those written, no chance is true. Because all that's written in the Monokuma file is true. That's true. Bears do not lie. If Suri doesn't know, we're drawing a blank here. This is bonkers. Why do murders always happen all the time? Think about it. Oh my god, I've been saying AM and PM, but the Monokuma file never specified that. I've just been filling in the blanks because I thought that the creator, I thought there was like a translation thing going on. But it could be 8 PM. Oh my god, they died 12 hours apart. That's what happened here. Yamaguchi died at 8:35. Sorry, not 8:40 PM, and then Katana died at 8:35 AM. Oh shit. Brain blast. Place where Yamaguchi died is in the art room. Yeah, he's in the art room around 8:40. So then I'm supposed to refute that Monokuma file stuff is correct, right? Because Mikaku said wrong time of death. But let's see. Yeah! Holy shit! Oh my god! Cooked. I cooked with that one. I cooked with that. Day and night. Good answer, streamer. Thank you, thank you. Day and night. That one song from Kid Cudi from 2009? I know that song. Guys, wait a second. Wait, there's something that bothers me. What's wrong, Maeda? Does anyone know Yamaguchi's Monokuma file? Does anyone have Yamaguchi's Monokuma file? I brought it last time I checked. Why? Did you think of something? Tsurugi, read what was written in that Monokuma file without any mistake, please. Okay. Guess my time of death of the victim. Yeah, every time I say Tsurugi, Tsurugi just activates. The victim, Kakaru Yamaguchi, is about 8:40. Found in the library, sharply cut from the back. Yeah. The weapon is presumed to be something sharp. No other visible trauma. Something is weird, is it not? Something is weird? What is? The Monokuma file doesn't say the time of death. It says that the time of death is 8:40, but it doesn't say at all whether it is AM or PM. AM to the PM to the AM. Yeah. Huh? Ed? Connie's getting nervous because we're catching on to her evil plan of killing Kakaru. It's better than the police, am I right? It's like that? What the I don't understand what they're talking about. Haruya and Kabazing too. Explain it to us. Don't say that, help. What? Hey, what'd you mention me and make me a fool? Did you understand then? Please explain, Maeda. Cooked. Okay, think for a moment. In the Monokuma file, we've so far clearly indicated whether it was in the morning or afternoon. 6 a.m. Women's bathroom, yeah. Yo, Kazuna. I cannot look at Kazuna and just laugh. Or, like, not laugh. They literally put her through hell. 9:30 p.m. Alright, it really is. AM or PM are not written in this Monokuma file. It was a blind spot. I'm sure Monokuma file is only the one that says the truth, but it's not being mistaken, rather, it was us. It's not 8:40 a.m. The real time of death, the incident took place the night before. It was 8:40 p.m. Then, Yamaguchi, you're saying he was already dead since last night when we were walking around? Wait a minute, aren't we jumping too fast here? Just because it doesn't say whether it was in the morning or night, it's not enough to conclude that he died the night before. Alright then. Let's do this the other way. Does the case make sense, assuming that he died 5 minutes after Katana? What's this? No? Oh, okay. Yeah. That's what I thought. No, it's not a jump nor a leap. Rather, this case cannot be solved unless it's this way. Looks really cooking. At first, I was fainted, so I thought I was lacking information, but considering the premise of 8:40, now back and front have started to fit. Still. Or do you want to ask Monokuma then? Until now, the Monokuma files always recorded time of death in the morning or afternoon, but is there any reason for omitting that point only in this occasion? Well, that's no comment. If you ask me that, I'll be the one in the trial. I've said it again and again. I've decided not to meddle with the trial. Unless it's Chapter 5 and you're Makoto Naegi, in which case, I will frame you. I mean, what? This is a big no. Bro set us up for failure. Honestly, that is, technically speaking, the Monokuma file does not contain false information. He just omitted something that could have been helpful. The Monokuma file always gives only the right information, and based on it, helpful for reasoning. It's kind of a server system. But now, because of the Monokuma file, it's causing confusion or misinformation. Conversely, this means that whoever the killer is, Monokuma fucked with them so much that they meddled with the Monokuma file. I don't care that this actually happened in the main games in regards to some cases. This is my headcanon for this particular case. It becomes a useless debate. I think this is a problem, Monokuma. A problem? That's... I can't help you now. It's not saying anything wrong. I just can't tell you. I'm pretty sure this is it. Monokuma files always and only tell the truth, but some may have felt it through this incident so far, right? According to the content of each case, the description of the content is adjusted accordingly and properly orchestrated. Okay, but how like, did the killer... I almost said the killer's name by accident. Oh my fucking god. But did the killer, talk to Monokuma before this? Because how did Monokuma know to create the sensation that the deaths happen 5 minutes apart? Raise his eyebrow. Like, did they call up Monokuma and be like, yo, I have this sick plan, but, you know, it kind of fucks with my flow if they know that both my victims died 12 hours apart. it was orchestrated. In simpler terms, it's like this. For example, let's say the killer wants to implement a whole body trick for that purpose. In that case, in the Monokuma file would be, it was drunk with XXX. Indeed. It's a delicate system that makes me sick. That's foreshadowing when Kaido and Kokichi switch bodies in chapter 5, by the way. That's it! Oh wait, no, Monokuma, that could not apply to that because he generally did not know it's in that compressor. Never mind. I'd just be yapping. Monokuma file is not only a tool that helps with the investigation. Sorry, the Monokuma file is only a tool that helps in the investigation, not a tool to tell the truth. Okay. Because then, you guys will pay the price. Oh, shit. I did not mean to skip that. It seems like you wouldn't know unless you talk about it, but that means the culprit... Oh, wait! Oh my god, that's hilarious. That's actually what happened? That's actually what happened? The killer actually talked to Monokuma before they killed Kakaru and Katana? And they were like, yo... can I get some assistance here? Can you make it seem like the deaths occurred 5 minutes apart? That's why the timelines are subtracted from the Monokuma file. Very strange, isn't it? What's that? I can't hear you. Oh my god, this culprit is evil. I don't know anything. La 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 la. It's bound to happen. In fact, because of this time trick, it almost got us very badly. We were just drastically wrong at those moments. No, it certainly looks that way, but are we really sure? Without certain evidence, it would just be an inference based on Monokuma's words and circumstances. Haru, let me say this very respectfully. This is all we have to work on. If you can make sense of the case happening at 8:40 and 8:35 a.m., more power to you. But quite literally impossible. Why are you so negative? Did someone stab you? What? It's not like that. I just want to be sure. Oh my god, Ray Cookin, please. Sure, it's not like we don't understand. Well, if that's the case, I'll be sure to submit evidence as Haru said. Shall we try it? You have evidence? Yeah, before I used to think about whether this was done in the morning at night, but I knew that the timeline trick, and there was some solid evidence to support that claim. Questions I felt during the investigation. I feel it while examining Yamaguchi's body. If Yamaguchi was dead for a day, the cause of these questions are understandable. That is... pain cell. The proof is simple. Yamaguchi's wound was not bleeding. Huh? That's not it, is it? It was because the library was a bloodbath. That's obvious, that is the case, but anyone who examined the body in detail could have felt a sense of something misplaced. I like how the only reason he knows this is because Katana told him in chapter 2. So even though she's gone in this chapter, he kind of brought that bit in his investigation. I love me a protagonist that gets smarter with every chapter. The blood in the recent... The blood is recent in contrast to the library. Yamaguchi himself, though, did not have a single drop of blood coming out of his neck cut. You saw that? I didn't really check the body in detail. Definitely. It felt strange too. When I heard about Yamaguchi's time of death and thought about it again, the things are connected in some way. Then let's sort this out. The blood was far gone. Is that what that means? It's been some time since he died, so the blood is already stopped? Oh, I see. It supports the idea Yamaguchi was already dead yesterday evening.
Wait a minute, please. Sure, the blood. Sure, that may be true, but what happened to the blood in the library? The blood was not dry, and it was just flowing.
Those are the blood packs. Blood in the library is just a diversion for the criminal to make us think like Yamaguchi just died. Blood that filled the library was probably what killed. Okay, it's the blood packs. It's the blood packs. Yo, my reading has gotten worse as I play this game. You know, some people say that their reading improves the more you read. Mine is the opposite direction. My reading worsens the more that I do it. You know there's a refrigerator in the infirmary that keeps the blood transfusion packs? Oh, it was for storage of transfusion packs. I think I brought one for the injured man to drink when he was thirsty. What? No, no. Inside there are lots of transfusion packs for each blood type. I found out during my investigation this morning that the blood transfusion packs inside were gone. Fumi took them. He needed them for his case. I didn't know because I couldn't go into the infirmary, as Maeda said. The blood in the library was a pool of blood made by transfusion packs. It was a room of lies. It was like that. It was a little weird when you think about it. I think I saw too much blood. In the beginning, Yamaguchi must have been killed in the art room. It's also strange that there was so much blood in the library. It can be said that they disguised him too much. From there, when it comes to the time of death, I have a guess. Maeda, do you remember? When trial was about to begin, we met in the hallway on the second floor when I woke up. Ah, are you talking about that time? Yeah, I definitely told Maeda about this. Right before being stunned by the killer, I saw Yamaguchi bleeding and fainted. What? Wait, obviously Tsurugi was attacked, but of course it was nighttime yesterday. Right. So that body's been there since last night. Right. Then Yamaguchi was on Kuma files, some bleeding, blood transfusion packs, and what Tsurugi mentioned. I can only say that if evidence comes out one after another to this point, then we can make sense of things properly. Alright then, now everyone knows for sure, Kakaru Yamaguchi was not dead at 8:40 this morning, but at 8:40 p.m. yesterday at night.
So that's how it happened.
I thought the killer used 2 traps. I was hooked, line, and sinkered into the killer's lie here. I was fully convinced that it was like a fully automated trap that whatever, like, somehow Katana's death led to Kakaru dying in the library because they were both connected to the system. That when Katana died, it allowed Yamaguchi to die in the library. So much simpler. Pretty good, incompetent. I'll praise you on this one. Everyone shut up. I just got praised by the one person who cares about intelligence. I will bask in this glory. I mean, you were locked up anyway, so you didn't know that. Yo, Haru, they're about to cook the hell out of you. Shut up. Don't pretend to be a smartass. Giggled. But, oh well, I'll admit it for a little bit. I know the killer, as I said before, but I was not sure about the trick. Interesting. Oh my god, she's just like me for real. She's literally just like me. We're in the same spot that we know who did it. We just don't know how the fuck it was done. Yo, Ray, the more I interact with you in this game, you're right. I'll tell you that my gaze on the incompetent has changed by about 0.1%. Never mind. Take back. I couldn't even get a 1% increase. It's a 0.1% increase. Was a compliment, right?
I guess all the mysteries have been solved because Yamaguchi was already dead yesterday. The trick for a katana was solved too. That also includes the movement of blood spots, and the corpses all over the place was indeed solved too. However,
when this track comes, you just know it's some bullshit.
However, the real issue begins after this. Then who is the killer? That is the problem we have on our hands.
Yeah, it's too early to be happy just yet. Even if we solve all the tricks, mysteries, and questions, if you don't know the culprit, then this is a bad outcome. But if the contents so far are true, the criminal deliberately wanted to make 8:40 p.m. and 8:40 a.m. different. The timing was thoroughly calculated for the murder, right? Some might say... Oh, there you go. Some may say that it is a more calculated plan than less. Someone call her up and tell her this is how you fuck with timelines, not with those stupid hammer shit that she did. Also, spraying a blood transfusion pack and even had the guts to kill 2 people and attack up to 3 people in a single night. Killing spree! Yeah, this case is somewhat impulsive and different from the 2 previous cases, which are considered semi-accidents. What about Mitch's case was an accident? Sure, he accidentally killed... No, nothing about Mitch's case was an accident, actually. Because he could have just not killed Kyoka. The only accident there was that Kyoka went to the laundry instead of you. But, like, nothing about Mitch's case was an accident, actually. He fully did that shit. Because of FIFA. Remember, it was because of FIFA. Of course, the police officer is defending Mitch. Fork found in kitchen. I'm certain this was a planned murder committed with a crime plan. Drugi, you just woke up for a coma, so I'm gonna let you have this one. Just know, if you ever see some stupid shit like that ever again, you're on thin ice, pal. Tsurugi's words are correct. Unlike the previous 2 incidents, I feel a firm malice. Again, what about Mitch's case was not malicious? He didn't want to kill Kyoka, but at the end of the day, he came up with a fully fledged murder plan to kill someone. Oh, are they really among us? A killer who carefully murdered like this. Okay, budget. Tsurugi, what should we do in this case? If all the tricks are really solved, and if you only need to find a culprit, you should start with an alibi among us. Since you know the real time of death of Yamaguchi, you will naturally know who the killer is. If you look at each alibi based on this. Alibi? You mean... Let's weigh each one. First of all, tell me what everyone did at 8:40 PM yesterday. The real time of death of Yamaguchi. Like, half of us were trying to talk down Akane because she was, you know... she was not in a mentally good place yesterday. Yesterday at 8:40 PM, at that time, surely wasn't it the time that Akane was making a fuss? The concept of someone calling your suicide attempt making a fuss is Akane's fuss. Yo, Akane, these people don't deserve you. Yuki, Akane, and Teruya. Only Teruya because I fucks with them. But Yuki and Akane, y'all need to get out of Hope's Peak, especially. Just those two. Everyone else. Akane tried to kill herself last night. Akane, crash out, please. It's no big deal. Akane just got hurt a little. I was there. It's irrelevant for the case. Mikako-chan. Right. So that leaves Mikako, Teruya, and I, who were there. Satsuki, Haru, and the 5 of us were supporting Akane. When I recall that, I think it was around 8:40 PM. Okay. If so, I think you can remove the 6 of you from the suspect line. Yeah. Good, so the only ones left are the Psycho Cop, the Priest, and me. Psycho Killer! Huh? But isn't it weird? Those 3 were the 3 people who passed out because they were aimed by the criminal. It's nothing you need to think about too hard. I don't want to doubt this, but in this case, there's only one possibility. There's proof that one of those testimonies were lying. Shit. Heck. Who? In between these 3, someone lied. If it's the priest, I'm gonna cry. Nah. Never that. First, let's be honest as possible. Why don't you tell us what you were doing at 8:40 PM yesterday?
I was in the 3rd floor area. I was... Please, God, don't do this to me. I was in the 3rd floor area. I was hanging out on the casino side. Unfortunately, no one can testify for this, but...
I was also checking out the front door. But as I mentioned, I can't prove it because there was no one else around. Same here. Well, Ray didn't even say her testimony. She just said that she can't prove it. What? There are no witnesses for the other three. They're saying all three are possible to commit the crime. Well, one of the three was not attacked by the killer. But what if they pretended to be attacked? I'm sorry, but Tsurugi, Kinji, and Ray, can you tell the situation when you guys were attacked at dawn? Till dawn. If this solves your doubts, when it was a little over 3 a.m., I was on the way from the first floor to the second floor. What in God's name are you doing at 3 a.m.? Like, I know this is like a crazy situation, but dog, my brain just shuts off after 1 a.m. The concept of walking around and investigating at 3 a.m. And I usually went to the library side, so I moved there. Bro was bored. You know what? Fair enough. When I went inside, Yamaguchi was down. I figured he was already dead by now, but I figured he was already dead by then. But at that time, it was just to find out if Yamaguchi was simply stunned or dead. But as I was trying to approach him, whammo! You were ambushed. Right. Normally, I'm not always nervous, but I think I was off guard for a moment. Probably the killer aimed for that point, and they showed Yamaguchi's body to me. Oh, when they showed Yamaguchi's body to me, they showed it to you. Yeah, do you understand what I mean? Since Yamaguchi has been moved to the library, it was not as bloody as it is now. And in addition to simply confused with Katana, they used it as a bait to attract Tsurugi. You could almost say he was dead by daylight. Cook. Danganronpa chapter and Dead by Daylight 1. Getting chased by Monokuma. Hey, wonder why I was the only stunned and not killed. T. But they will regret it. In return for keeping me alive, I'll find them out and they will be punished accordingly.
It was a similar situation for me, but it was probably earlier than Tsurugi's. I was attacked near the stairs while trying to go up the 3rd floor.
How about you, Ray? Ray was actually painting the art room, but she doesn't want to lose aura points, so she's gonna lie right now. Well, it's roughly similar. I was attacked near the art room and lost my sight somehow. And when I woke up, I was inside the locker. But it all happened in the middle of the night, right? Now it seems that all 3 people were attacked at different times, and there are no witnesses, so how do we know who the killer is? No, even if we were just attacked, doesn't it seem a little different in the method? The method? The attack method. Tsurugi and Kinji, I know that we saw them get directly beaten and bleeding, but Ray was not bleeding despite being assaulted. Insane way to put that, by the way. Then you think Ray is the culprit? The concept of tying yourself. How do you... How? I mean, fuck, Nagito did it, so I'm sure there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a well. Never mind. Do I have to tell you everything now? It's chloroform. That's what they did. Dog. What? There's chloroform to use. It sounds rare, but it comes in use for a lot of things. For example, tap your mouth with... No, don't do that. That would be an effective way to get someone in a coma. Oh, I see. Sorry, Connie. I thought they were telling people that. You mean that stuff is in this school too? If you search the science lab with even a little interest, you would have been able to find it right away. Oh, help! yeah. I thought she was encouraging people to do that, but no. She was just explaining how it's used. It seems your stupidity is not going away. Remember the moment just before the attack must have been a handkerchief that was put in my mouth. Right. Then why did she want to, like... How does this relate? Okay, if that's what it was, who really is the culprit? When it comes to an alibi, one of these 3 are still a suspect. Don't think about the process. Let's consider the cause. Why were they ambushed? Why only them? Why them? That was a little strange. It wasn't enough to kill 2 people, so they attacked 3 other people. Killing spree. We put it simply, it isn't because they wander around at nighttime. And wow, if they had some alarm for vibration paired in advance, or if the corpses were found, it would be a headache. Maybe, but okay, so let me shut up. Maybe, but
Oh, I have a little guess. I didn't say this because I wasn't sure, but the cell phone was used to kill. But the cell phone that was used to kill Katana disappeared after I was attacked. I mentioned this to you, Maeda, didn't I?
oh yes, you were looking for it on the 2nd floor hallway, right? Oh yeah, Kinji had the tools necessary for the crime, so they attacked him and took it from him. Ah, I see. And there was reasons for Kinji's ambush. If that's the reason, why did they attack Tsurugi? If Tsurugi was only around at the time of the crime, it would be difficult for the culprit to get out. Plus, he's the ultimate police officer, right? There was also the result of the previous 2 cases. Actually, in this case, Tsurugi is struggling like this because the trial began without him collecting enough clues, right? I mean, he still did one hell of an investigation for it to be like a rush job. Even though I did research properly, your tone seemed as to pass it all the once. Even though I did research properly, your tone seemed as to pass it all to me. Even though I did research properly, I guess your plan was to pass it all to me. Hey, let's not do that. If the trial fails, Tsurugi's life is also at risk, you know. Well, it seems like I could see the truth after coming this far. Huh? I've been suspicious of it, but when I think about the information I got so far, I can see the silhouette of only one person.
The killer.
Hello? Yo. This must have been like an insane... I'm pretty sure the person who made this game released this chapter by chapter. When he was making this game, I am so confident that there was like this huge gap between chapter 2 and chapter 3. Because the ways in which chapter 3 has improved from the other 2 chapters is actually insane. At least some of you may have realized it. How about it? The killer silhouette can be seen. What do you mean, Tsurugi? You know the killer? Everyone remarks so far with the outline of the case and analyze combined makes a person who is making contradictory statements. That person is the true culprit of the case. Contradictory statements? Is it them? If the alibis were all true, the culprit must be one. Between Tsurugi, Kinji, or Rei, the one who made a contradictory statement among them is... Who? Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? I actually need water, so I'll be right back. Red, I'm scared. Alright. Can I just say that it feels so refreshing to get to a chapter 3 case. To get to a chapter 3 killers, you have to pick between my goats. Oh, and Tsurugi is there too, I guess. Well, will not believe it. But oh my god, of course I took the long way there. It is actually Tsurugi. you in fact can fake a coma. It's actually a very complicated process, but as the ultimate cop, you see, he is able to easily... Oh shit, my hand slipped. What happened? Don't tell me. Was it you? Kinji! And now we wait. Right. Ravenpaw, I want you to know you are 2 for 2 when it comes to predicting stuff that happens in this game. Yesterday, last chapter, you predicted that Kizuna launched the attack first. Anyways, and then when we were doing the free time events this chapter, and I was like, oh, we finished Kinji's free time events, and you were like, oh no, does that mean he's gonna die? I was like, oh shit. It doesn't make sense. They only gave him 3 free time events because he is the 3rd killer. That. I don't believe it until I see it. La 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 la. Kinji Uehara? Eh? A goat. What in the blazes?
And then the Lord said, on the 7th day, thou shalt ore farm.
I'm sick. Okay. Alright. Alright. In the interest of not finding myself in the same predicament I found myself last chapter, I am gonna see how much time is left. I'm 100% not going to continue regardless. I just want to see how much time is left in general for this case. Yeah, okay. There's no way he did all that. Well, I mean, what did he really do? Let's think about this. He fried Karana, which, you know, okay, this is according to the Weeby News live stream, 2 hours are left. There's no, he's data. Okay, but also counter example, he's also a priest. He may be an ore farmer, but he is first and foremost a priest. And historically speaking, how? No. I will say this is one of my more favorite cases. This is what Celeste's case should have been. Where in hindsight, it's obvious that it is him. Because who else could it have been? Like, who else has a cell phone, you know? Who else had the cell phone on him? Like, it was literally right there. And this is a good way to do the time fuckery without doing the Justice Hammers. I actually really enjoy this. Did the motive video show him becoming the Pope or something? Right, I'm going to throw up. The motive video actually showed him baptizing everyone, and he's like, you know what? I have to go down for the cause. Before everyone dies, they're getting baptized. I'm excited. I am sad Honestly, after fucking FIFA, I'm not shocked. I'm excited to see how this unfolds because I do actually know why he did it. I do remember why. I do remember why he did it. So I do. Well, actually, I don't know. Red, I'm gonna miss the voice you gave him. Same. But at least we got an extra chapter of him. When I did it with Ryoma, I only got up to chapter 2. Not even chapter 2 because he died in chapter 2. So Kinji survived a little bit longer. Who knows? Maybe the next person in the sequel, can you give the voice to someone else? No comment. Maybe when I play the sequel, the person who gets the deep voice survives all the way through. Yeah. All right. So, anyways, guys, because of the fact that I cannot save mid-trial, and because of the fact that there's still 2 hours left of the trial, we're gonna stop here. I will be back tomorrow to finish the trial, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you tomorrow to say goodbye to the priest. I gotta think of that all night now. This is, you know what? I think we all deserve to give Kinji a moment of silence. And you know what? In honor of Kinji, I will actually read the entire B movie script right here, right now. Fuck it, I'm making him in Tamagotchi life. I'm sick. You gotta include Kakaru and Katana there, you know, just force him to interact with his victims. I'm sure that's he would approve of that. Let's go. All right. I have the B movie script pulled up right now. I'm gonna all right. According to all